the name's Ulysses, and I hunt monsters for the government. And I don't mean people. Vampires, zombies, demons, werewolves, hell, even a Wendigo. You name it, I've encountered it. Anyway, a little background on me. I was born in the bayous of Louisiana. I hunted gators for most of my life. Then the government comes and they say, Ulysses, we want you to work for us hunting monsters. Can't say I blame them. I'm the best damn gator hunter in Louisiana. And I guess they figured I'd be pretty good at that too. I won't say how much I'm paid, but it's hell of a lot more than any gator will beg me. Now, without further delay, I'll begin my survival guide to monsters. Let's begin with the basics, shall we? Vampires. I want you to take any stereotypical vampire and ditch everything you know. While it's true the bastards hate sunlight, they aren't killed by it. And they don't give a damn about crosses or coffins. A real vampire is usually between 6 to 7 feet tall. They have teeth like a beaver almost, big and sharp. They are nocturnal, and when they aren't active during the day, they roam caves and underground areas like sewers. And they aren't like Dracula. They aren't, nor were they ever, human. They're pale and look sort of like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. They are primal bloodsuckers, and trust me, a vampire feeding is never as clean as a bite to the neck. They hate sunlight not because it hurts them, but because they lurk in caves and other dark places their whole life. Speaking of which, they usually live anywhere from 20 to 40 years. They usually prey on animals, but will attack humans in their territory. They live in dens like wolves. A good sign a vampire den is nearby is there will be no life in the cave. No insects, bats, or plants. Nothing. The only way to kill them is destroying the head. Moving on. Zombies. Now, admittedly, these fellas are pretty close to what you think. Shambling corpses, hungry for flesh. But they're pretty harmless. I mean, they are walking corpses. They can barely bite. Barely. If they break the skin, disinfecting the wound should be enough. I've been bitten a few times, so I'd know. Not much to say on them, really. Avoid the teeth. Oh, one more thing. The whole headshot thing is total bullshit. Only way to put them down for good is dismemberment or fire. And being bitten doesn't mean you'll turn. Zombies are what happens when some idiot kids play with a Ouija board in a graveyard. Spirits lodge themselves in these corpses. Anyway, that's my guess. Moving on. Werewolves. Werewolves are just as mean as they are in the movies. However, they're bigger than in the movies. In all reality, they're about 12 feet tall and not friendly. Full moons are a myth. Kinda. They turn during 3 scenarios. A full moon, a lunar eclipse, and the blood moon. But the transformation lasts about a week, not a single night. And there's no talking to the person inside. That's a good way to get killed. Lycanthropy is not transmitted through bites. In fact, it's genetic. It's rarely passed down from generation, and they're pretty rare indeed. Also, kids with lycanthropy are like 6 feet tall puppies. Just an FYI. A werewolf can be stopped by 2 methods. The simplest is the bullet to the head, no need for silver. Method 2 is the cure. Stopping the beast from feeding for an entirety of the transformation will cure them of their status as a werewolf. Also, women can be carriers of the genes, but they cannot become werewolves themselves. Again, do not try that shit about, I know you're in there somewhere. It won't work. Demons. Okay, so everything you know is pretty accurate for these guys. They're overworldly entities, and evil as they get. Some are true monsters, others are Saturday morning cartoon villain kinda evil. I have performed exorcisms, and if need be, I've had to burn a few people at the stake to save their souls. Not much to say here, so I'll move on. Sasquatch. The big one. Old Bigfoot is like a cross between a grizzly and a gorilla. 800 pounds of hair and bad attitude. I've only ever killed one. I've encountered them a few dozen times. They have hands like a fist of razor blades. Do not approach a Sasquatch, and for God's sake don't shoot it. You'll just piss it off. They stick to themselves most times and live in the Northwest. Chupacabra. Remember how I described the vampires? This is their canine cousin. They're not very friendly and sometimes can be found living in the same dens as vampires. They can be tamed, but I wouldn't recommend trying it. The average chupacabra is about the size of a German shepherd. They have no hair or pigment, and they can bite as hard as any gator I've encountered. A shotgun can put them down, though. If you encounter a pack of them, stick your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. The devil. I met old Scratch a few years back. He's actually not a bad guy. I mean, he is the prince of lies and darkness and evil and all that shit, but he doesn't make deals for souls or anything. Really, he just kind of floats around existence, tempting people to sin, cheating on their spouses, murder, endorsing New Jersey, etc. He doesn't care for it, mind you. It's just the influence his presence has. He typically takes the form of a middle-aged, handsome man in a black suit with red undershirt, black tie, and vest. He might also take the form of a woman in a blood-red dress. The easiest way to tell the devil is no matter what form he takes, he has a scar on his left hand, a snake tattoo on his forearm, and burn scars on his back. He doesn't even try tempting me anymore. I think he sees me like a therapist. When he's off the clock, so to speak, he's just kinda depressed. The demons do all the possession and stuff. He just kinda wants to be rid of it all. Anyway, that's all I've got time for right now. These are just some of the basics, so you know what to do if you encounter one of these guys.